Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about something really cool. We're actually going to be taking a look and diving in to more of the secret lives of two of the main characters of GTA 5, Franklin and Michael. Now, we're actually going to be able to do this through some in-game files, and particularly ones that are found in their actual homes. Now, big thanks to UltraGizmo64 on the GTA Forum site. He was actually able to find pictures which appear in-game, and he's found like the texturized versions of them so that we can more clearly see them. I don't know if you guys have ever spent time in Michael's house or Franklin's house, but there's a ton of photos and things scattered around that really reveal a lot of information about our main characters, especially because the game picks up right where it does, like where the characters meet themselves. And there's a lot of backstory that we don't know that these photos and images really do give away, so it is cool to explore. Alright, now let's start with Franklin first, and in his house there's about 12 unique photos that we can see that are pretty cool. So I'll put that image on the screen right now. These are the texturized versions of all 12 of those photos. So let's break it down and let's go row by row. So starting with the first row, most of these photos involve Aunt Denise. So you can see she's featured on the photo on the left, on the second to the right, and also the one on the far right. And then there's one, the second to the left, which I'm going to guess is either Franklin's parents or mother or grandma and grandpa. They kind of look old to be a mother and father, so that's why I'm going to assume that those are like grandparents and grandmother. So again, the top row is pretty much Aunt Denise, her friends, and then what looks to be an elderly couple. If we move on to the second row, that's where things start to get pretty interesting. Now, I know for a fact that the photo on the far left, the man with his arms crossed and kind of the Oxford shirt, that's actually Franklin's brother. And we know that because if you go on Franklin's Life Invader, you can actually see his profile. He's living in Liberty City, actually, which is kind of cool because he talks about Liberty City in detail. If you read down and scroll through the comments, I think his occupation is a barista. He's been there for 6 months. So it's funny that one of Franklin's brothers is actually living in Liberty City. So I thought that was pretty cool. Now, the photo to the right of that has got me really intrigued. Does Franklin have a sister? Because I don't recall ever seeing someone like that in the game. I'm really not too sure who this might be. That's that girl in the yellow top and the scarf. It looks like she might be, again, I'm not sure, maybe Franklin's sister, because she is standing in front of the university in-game in that photo. So again, I'm really not too sure. If you guys know, again, any more information, let me know in the comments down below. To the right of that, that looks to be a young Franklin Clinton, at least maybe a teenager version. You can see he's got the Panic t-shirt with a basketball, which of course is a parody of a real NBA team, the Los Angeles Lakers. And to the right of that, I want to say this is Franklin's father. Now, there isn't a lot known about Franklin's mother and father, but to me, that looks like it could be him. Now, if we scroll down one more row, that theory might be debunked by the first two photos, or they might be the exact same guy. You can see on the far left, that might be Franklin's mom. Then in the second to the left, that might be Franklin's dad, which would be a continuation of the photo on the far right we saw above, and his mom as well. Again, that is my best guess as to what those two characters and who those two characters might be. But considering the fact that they're sitting together and they look to be featured in possibly other photos, that does make sense that they could be Franklin's father and mother. And we also get to see, to the right of that, a young version of Franklin and what looks to be Tanisha. So that's pretty cool. You can tell this is maybe a photo of Franklin, I'd say 2 or 3 years before the game starts, because he's obviously a little older looking in the game. And this also is backed up by Franklin's Life Invader as well. You can actually go on Tanisha's profile, and she's talking about how she's really happy to finally have a man that, loves people instead of kills people. So that definitely indicates that Tanisha and Franklin definitely had some sort of relationship going on, which is pretty awesome. And on the far right, you get a super serious photo of Aunt Denise in some sort of suit standing in front of some building. So anyways, I thought those photos were epic. They kind of give us a nice look inside the secret life of Franklin Clinton that we didn't know, including his mother, his father, his parents, and maybe even a secret sister of some kind. We're really not too sure. If I get more information, I'll be sure to update you guys. And also, we have some information on Michael. Now, I've actually covered this video in the past solely on Michael, so I won't totally focus on this a ton, but there has been some new textures found, including some of the paintings that we're seeing throughout Michael's house. So here they are right now, and here's what you can see of them. So the bottom one, I'm really not too sure. It just looks like the mountain range near Chiliad. But the top two, you can see one of them is a painting of Amanda and also Jimmy and what looks to be his sister. So these photos don't give away too much, but they might have given away what these original characters were supposed to look like. In my opinion, Tracy looks a little older and more matured here, and Jimmy looks a little interesting. It looks like Laszlo with the ponytail. So maybe that's the look they were originally going for the two children of Michael and Amanda DeSanta. But who really knows? Just, again, some interesting information that we can kind of take from this. Now, finally, I'm going to show you guys the images that I've already showed off in a previous video. These are all the photos of what look to be Michael DeSanta's family. Now, once again, I'm not going to totally go in depth of these because I've already done a full breakdown, but basically the gist of it is this family looked like they were a lot happier. You can see them doing activities like going out to dinner, playing baseball, going to the beach, and we also probably get a look at the parents of Michael or Amanda. They look to be featured in 2 or 3 shots as well. And at one time, they probably maybe had a dog, so that's interesting to go along with that too. Now, there's also 2 more things that can be seen in Michael's house that are fairly interesting. The first one is actually a postcard of North Yankton. Now, this can be seen on the actual table, but it is cool to get this in HD so you can kind of see what North Yankton looks like in this postcard. Doesn't look like there's a ton of changes. Obviously, there isn't a whole lot in North Yankton to begin with. I really wish we could go back to North Yankton one day, so this still gives me hope that maybe in some sort of single-player expansion, Rockstar might decide to let us go back to that epic town. And finally, last but not least, we get some textures of what looks to be some of the books and textbooks that can be seen in Michael DeSanta's home. Some of them are pretty interesting, like one of them, The Sixth Sense of Yoga, which apparently Fabian has a book. So I didn't even know that he was an author, but apparently he's written The Sixth Sense of Yoga. You can see that's kind of the cover right there. Again, very, very interesting. And really the only other 2 things I took from this were the 2 pictures at the bottom. It kind of gives us a look at how the city looked when Rockstar was maybe putting these images in the game and ultimately building Grand Theft Auto 5. So I definitely recommend that you guys check this out for yourself. Just go into Franklin's home, go into Michael's home, look at all the cool stuff that you can see, and maybe you can get some more insight into the background of these 2 characters. And really, finally, last but not least, before I leave you today, I wasn't going to include this, but there was also an image found of an in-game TV ad, and that person was using a wrench as a weapon. And you guys know a wrench was like one of the cut weapons from a long, long time ago, but it is still pretty cool to see it in-game as like a usable object by an NPC in a commercial. And also you can see it on like a hanging wall for like tools and whatnot in-game as well. So I thought that was pretty cool. I just wanted to include this in the video at the last bit because I didn't think it would obviously make enough content for its own video. But that's all the information I'm going to be including today in this video. Like I said, hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something secretive or cool about the life of Michael DeSanta or Franklin. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you did go on to enjoy the video, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily Grand Theft Auto 5 videos like this. Without the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.